Newsflash, this just in, fretboard completely blank. It's actually the context that you bring that defines how well you know your way around the fretboard, right? It's not the fretboard itself. In that light, there's nothing to memorize. Since this is blank, there's no information to actually memorize, right? It's far more useful and a far more effective task for the curious guitarist to make sure you have a way to generate context. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris. Today you will become a guitarchaeologist. Okay, yes, I made that word up. It's not real. But I feel like it does sort of suggest something, right? Guitarology, guitarchaeology, the study of things, like finding information to find out why things were or are. That kind of activity, that active sort of discovery, is what guitarchaeology is all about. So here's why we're doing it. If I obtain some new information from a piece of paper, right? And I say, oh look, it's a scale, it's a new scale. And I'm stuck to the paper. Very cool. Got a new scale, right? If I don't use that scale and I lose the piece of paper, it's gone, right? I don't remember what that was. I can't remember what it was. If I take that same scale and say, oh, it's starting and ending on A, I know the A major scale. What's different about it? Flat 3, flat 6, everything else is the same. Flat 3, flat 6. Harmonic minor is flat 3 and flat 6. Major scale with a flat 3 and a flat 6. Now I've got it forever, right? I've just done some guitarchaeology. I've just found out why it works. And now it's never going to go away. I can throw the piece of paper away right now, right? I've got it. I've been there. I've understood what's going on. That's why we're doing this. Okay, let's zoom in. I'm going to show you a couple of examples using something that's very, very familiar, a chord and a scale that we already know. And if you don't know, I'm using simple scales and a simple chord. It's going to be super easy. Let's zoom in and I'll show you how this whole thing works. Guitarchaeology. What is it? Well, here's what it isn't. There's nothing here. I got nothing. Zero context. It's a blank fretboard. Let's provide some context. There's some decent context. A major chord, 5th fret, bar chord. Right? It's just like our E shape. I'm going to arpeggiate this chord. Arpeggios are chords played one note at a time. I'm just going to arpeggiate it. I'm going to play the chord one note at a time. I'm going to add one note in because I want it. It's this third. I'm going to add that note in, but I'm going to play all the other notes. All these notes are going to stay the same. I'm just going to add this one in. Watch how this sounds. That is a 2-octave A major arpeggio. All my information's right here. This is it, right? That's where I have my information. The curious guitarist simply says, well, isn't that information, I wonder if that's also down here somewhere. I wonder if I can find these notes down here. I bet I can. Let's give it a shot. Well, that's moving in the right direction, right? I'm going down the neck. That note's moving in the wrong direction. I already know that's there. I want to find it somewhere else. I'm going to just find it on the next string. Checking as I go. Yep, that works. What's the next note? Oh, it's right across from it on the next string. I wonder if that works. Sure does. Oh, guess what? I'm seeing my A chord here. I bet you the next note is this one. Okay, got them all. I need this one. Oh, that's the E string open. And then the last note's here. Got it, right? So now I've taken that one idea, that one piece of context, and I've covered that much of the neck. Just by asking some questions, moving some things around, just moving stuff, right? You know the next question. Well, since I've got all that information up here, isn't it also over here somewhere? Can I find it over here? Let's give it a shot. Remember what we did is we moved notes from other strings to get the whole thing to move in the right direction. Let's see if that works. That's moving in the wrong direction. I want this note on that E string so I can move up the neck. There it is right there. Well, that'll work because I'm going up the neck anyway. But this one, I want that to move up the neck as well. I'm going to put it on this A string. Where's that next note? There it is. Let's just check it. Beautiful. Now I've gone from here all the way to the 12th fret. Right? Covered a lot of ground. Curious guitar player says, I'm not satisfied. I want to cover the whole neck. So let's just try to put the whole thing on this E string. See how far we can get. That's as far as I can go. Now I got to go across the strings to complete the arpeggio. There it is. And that's right where we started, but up an octave. Right? Since it's right across the street from where I started, watch what I could do here. I've just covered the entire neck. I've just taken one chord, A major, and there's no doubt, you just watch me do it, I've covered the entire neck. I've given the entire fretboard some context, and that context is simply A major. The whole thing. There's some areas here that I didn't cover because they're up an octave from here, right? Like this. Right? It's higher notes. But you can see that whatever the constraints are, A major through 2 octaves, I can get that anywhere on the entire neck, right? I've covered the entire neck with some context. Let's do the same thing with a scale. Let's use the A major scale. That's the scale that creates this chord. All that information's right here, right? 1 octave of the A major scale. Watch what happens when I just say, let's play that scale and only use 2 notes per string. Here's the first 2 notes. Now I gotta change strings. Now I gotta change strings again. Now I gotta change strings again. Same exact notes. Three notes per string. Just looks different, right? Spreads my hand out, gives me to cover a few more frets. How about 4 notes per string? Now I'm taking some shortcuts, right? Because I know where these notes are. You're going to have to spend some time and find them. There's some archaeology that needs to be done. I'm moving through it quickly just to show you what the results are. These are questions that you can ask and get the answers, right? Let's put that whole scale on a single string. Ooh, Still got some room to go. Right? Covering the whole guitar. Let me do the same thing with the A major pentatonic scale. Right? Let's find that down there. How about this? I'm just taking the same information and I'm moving it. I'm pushing it down the neck. I'm asking the questions, figuring out what the constraints are. Do I need to change the notes per string? What needs to happen? Oh, where do I find that note on the next string? Take your time, do the work, and ask the questions and find the answers. That's guitarchaeology. Okay, nothing to see here, nothing to memorize here. Right? It's all about the context you bring through the instrument, right? So I gave you a couple of examples of how to hunt for new information. Taking something you already know, asking a few questions, and digging around like an archaeologist. I'm looking for information to understand why. That's it, right? That's when you get the information and you get to keep it. Okay, I've tabbed these examples out. Head on over to Patreon. I've linked that in the description below just to get a jump start. Consider these like your Guitarchaeology toolbox, right? This will give you an example of how to do this task, okay? And if you're interested in what I'm doing and this stuff is interesting to you, just know that there's a lot more going on Patreon. I'm doing live courses. I'm providing assignments and quizzes on a weekly basis. There's a lot more of this going on over there. So if you're interested, please head on over there and take a peek. Okay, either way, Guitarchaeology. Become a guitarchaeologist today. You can do it right now. I've just shown you how to ask questions and get answers, right? That's going to provide long-lasting knowledge and context that you can provide to this blank slate. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it helps, and I'll see you next time.